switch over for a couple of minutes to Doctors Paul and Carol Beck. Thanks for joining us this evening.
Yes, thanks for asking me. I apologize. My battery gave up in my phone, probably right in the middle.
Oh, no worries. We're glad you're with us.
Well, one of the things that Carol and I are probably the most excited about, Carol and I have both been naturopathic doctors for quite a long time, and one of the biggest challenges we've had is that most of all the stuff that is out there, that not only does it taste very bad, but in addition to that, as a naturopathic doctor, it does not have the nutrition that Carol and I are looking for. And so to be able to have a product that, number one, it's not radiated, because people don't realize this right now, but it's a situation, a tremendous amount of the food that is out there is already radiated because they're trying to control bacteria and viruses and insects and other things, and that molecularly alters the food and does so many other different things. In addition to that, people have certain allergies nowadays. In fact, lots of them. We have soy-free products. We have gluten-free products, lactose-free products. And then probably the one that I'm probably the most excited about, or I should say get on my largest soapbox, and that would be the no genetically modified seeds. And people do not understand what this actually does to people. The genetically modified seeds, number one, will not reproduce, and that means you can't plant it the next year, and that ought to give us a clue. Anytime you deviate from what God makes and man thinks he's smarter, he's usually making a huge mistake. And in addition to that, a lot of people don't realize is that they've also put built-in pesticides in those products, in the actual seeds. And the problem is if anybody has any mutated cells, and so what that would happen is that would cause a tumor to grow very, very fast. And so these having seeds that are real and not having all the genetically modified seeds is huge. In addition to that, they have balanced sodium, and they're using a special sodium that's absolutely wonderful. In addition to that, no added MSG, and that's huge because most of the places, of course, do that. No hydrogenated oils and no trans fats. And those two right there, if you start looking at the ingredients of any, I wouldn't even call the other people competition, but when you start looking at what is in their ingredients, unfortunately, they can't say that. They are using trans fats. They're using the oils that we don't like, and that is a major problem. Also, cholesterol-free, and then probably the most unbelievable thing is Go Foods actually has the OU certification kosher. And if people really knew what it takes to get that and how difficult that is and what is entailed at every level of processing and ingredients and on and on and on, if you knew the amount of companies that actually ever achieve that certification, it is extremely small. So there's, of course, a bunch of others on the back of the package, but people don't realize the seal of promise that Go Foods has done is absolutely incredible. Steve and his goal to not only make it nutritious, and what he always said, if it's not good enough for his family, it's not good enough for your family. And he woke up one day 2-3 years ago and said that not only are we going to make this nutritious, but also we are going to make gourmet food that tastes great. And he does it because I'll tell you what, once again, how many times has anybody bought other type of products and you prepare it and you eat it and maybe it would keep you from being hungry, but it's not nutritious and it certainly doesn't taste well. At this time, I'm going to turn a little of my time over to my beautiful wife, Carol.
Hi there, Mike. Thank you so much for having us on the call. One of the reasons, too, that I felt very important to Go Foods is because of the food shortage that is now worldwide. I think everyone knows that in the United States, that in the breadbasket, 80% of the crops were affected this year. Not only the crops, but because of the drought, they've had to slaughter many of the animals all over the country because they didn't have water for them or food. And this could create a tremendous food shortage, and everybody eats. So if you're going to be garage qualified with something, why not something that you really want, to stock up on, something you're going to use that's not going to just go out of date because in 2 years it's,
something you need and something that's good for you.
Right. I mean, eat some, share some, store some, and it's delicious and it's healthy,
Very well said.
And we figured out too, when a person comes in with a $500 pack, you're buying food, something that you're going to buy at the grocery store anyway. So why not go out and get a $500 pack? Then go out and sell 3 of them. And you've with the Fast Start money, you about got your money back, and you've got a whole lot of food set for an emergency.
There you go. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And so it makes a great start on getting your food storage for your family, plus it's delicious. And, one of the things I did to my family, like on Easter, I served the au gratin potatoes. I did not tell them it was Go Foods, and I baked up a whole bunch of baked potatoes and with all the trimmings and had it on the table. They did not touch a single potato, and they cleaned up the au gratin potatoes. So I served it to the last 3 couples that we have had over for dinner. We've served the au gratin. 2 of them were in Go Foods, but they didn't have any idea. They said, well, we thought we were just supposed to store it. And they said, my gosh.
And I can attest to everybody on this call tonight that Dr. Paul and Carol Beck have actually placed a substantial order to replace the au gratin potatoes that have already been consumed.
yeah, because I served 3 meals here just in the last month, and so they've all come in with a $500 pack,
Oh, that's great. Well, it speaks for itself. I appreciate you both, Dr. Paul and Dr. Carol, in sharing the wisdom that you both bring to the table, first of all, but also pointing out the wonderful benefits that are really precedent-setting in the industry, our seal of promise, the health benefits of the Go Foods products, and as you're mentioning, Carol, the demand. It's pretty basic. Everybody eats. We all need it, and the cost of food is only going to continue to increase and become more scarce. I like how Krista tied in what we see on the days after Black Friday, the horrific greed that sets in for some superficial items like electronics. What will that look like when it becomes food or water or our greatest dependency, which is the answer we have got for so many people. So to recap here real quick, thank you, Scott and Krista, Dr. Paul and Carol, for your wonderful comments and insights. First of all, a quick happy anniversary to Go Foods. It's our first anniversary. We're excited about it and glad you can be here and join us on this call this evening. Don't forget the corporate brochure and catalog that's new. If you haven't seen it yet, check your latest order. It'll be in there. The new sample packs are a tremendous hit, a huge, huge hit. You remember we learned about GoTobercash. More details will come tomorrow in the email that we'll recap the GoTobercash, the free custom Go Foods car sign, which you'll see also in tomorrow's email, which is very, very cool. And don't forget our fun, tongue-in-cheek approach to the zombie apocalypse with the zombie apocalypse survival pack. Actually, a lot of fun, and the savings are tremendous. I'm not sure I mentioned what the savings were. 20% off what you would normally buy, and those will be available beginning tomorrow for a very limited time offer. Watch for upcoming information on our own Go Foods election later this month. The tremendous leaders of Scott and Krista in sharing the great insight on Go Tour. We've got some exciting things happening here just in the next couple of weeks, beginning this Wednesday. With the Go Tour in Hurricane and in St. George, and moving on from there, we'll see the wonderful Becks in Tulsa on Monday, the 8th as well. The call to action from a leadership base, Scott and Krista, thank you very much. The influx and the need of leadership that we're seeing come in is pretty amazing, pretty exciting. I like a lot of people, as you were mentioning, that have